Hi, it's me, the autistic Gen X software developer with anxiety and depression, but some call me Tim, and I've been sitting here for quite a while trying to figure out what the heck I'm going to talk about, because today is one of those days where I just don't have it in me. I don't have any gas. I don't have any juice. I just don't. I'm just drained. The other thing is, I have an appointment today at noon. So therefore, I cannot do anything for the whole day. I must just sit and wait until the appointment. It's very frustrating. I don't know why I do this. I schedule things in the morning so that I don't have to spend all day waiting for them to happen. For example, if I'm going to go to a concert with a buddy and he's going to pick me up at 5, then I spend the whole day sitting and waiting until 5, which is ridiculous. I know that it's ridiculous. You can't just sit all day and wait for a thing. Well, yes, you can. I do it all the time. You shouldn't, but I do. Some mornings coffee just hits different. I don't know what it is. Make it the same way every day, and yet some days, it's just better. Wonder why that is. But anyway, I do have an appointment today. And I sit and I wait, and I wait. This is a very frustrating thing. This is not going to be a very exciting talk, so I have nothing planned, and again, I'm just not feeling it. This is one of the problems with being like me, having my brain, is that I'm just not reliable. I'm like Jim Morrison from The Doors. Is he even going to show up? Is it going to be any good? Who knows? He would do shows and not even be there. He wouldn't look at the crowd. It would be terrible. And other times it would be amazing. That's me. You don't know what you're going to get. I show up for a video. It might suck. I have nothing to talk about. I'm going to sit here and ramble. Hey, maybe somebody out there enjoys it. That's my hope, is that I talk to you guys, the internet, and maybe somebody out there can relate to me and feel not so alone. I read a lot of self-help books. My wife gives me a lot of self-help books. So, in the one I'm reading right now, The Courage to Be Disliked, I think is the title. I'm not gonna, maybe that's not it. But anyway, it basically just says, hey, it's Adlerian psychology, which is the opposite of Freud, which just sort of says that you invent your own trauma, that everything is in your mind, that who you are right now doesn't have to depend on anything that's happened to you in the past. You bring that baggage with you, but you aren't defined by things that happened before. That's a little tough for me to, square with, since I remember everything. Now, I don't have one of those memories where I remember what every day was. I remember yes, on January 17th, 1987, it was a Wednesday, and, it was cool outside. I don't know people that do that. It seems fake to me, but who would lie about that? It's very easy to test nowadays. But I don't remember that, but I just remember things like, I remember, I remember things from when I was too young to remember them. Like, I remember a trip we took to Chicago when I was like 2, and I remember it vividly, like not little flashes. Like, I remember being on the plane. I remember what I was doing. I remember how hot and humid it was at night, standing out on the street at night. And it just, going down to the basement to see my great grandma who would drink milk and Coke, which still sounds gross, even though I know it's just a root beer float. Like, it's the same thing. It's a soda and an ice cream, but it's like wrong. I remember these things. I remember how I felt in preschool when I would scream, when people would try and play with me. I remember these things. And I think, well, that's who I am. These are things that have happened to me, and they are why I am the way I am. And so it's a hard thing to square with that my mental health is an illusion, and I don't need all these medications to make me feel better. I know that's not true, because if I stop taking the meds, I get in a very dark, depressed place. So they keep me numb, kind of mid, I'm just sort of, I'm Ohio coded. Like, but I'm not sure that I invent these things. I make it so I don't have to do anything, because I just pretend that there's something wrong with me. That's kind of what I get from this book. That's kind of what I get from a lot of this self-help stuff. It's like, just pull yourself up by your bootstraps, which obviously we know is not a thing to tell somebody with depression and anxiety. I can't just defy gravity like that. Like neurotypical people can do that. I don't know. I can't. But the thing that I can't square myself with is the fact that your trauma is all invented. I'm like, no, I think people that are held prisoner and starved to death, that wasn't because they thought that way. I don't believe that they could have found peace and harmony in their situation by being tortured to death. Like, what? No. People are bad. People are not good. I used to think most people were good and a few people were bad. That's changed now because of the internet. I know very few people are good, very few people are bad, and most people are dumb as bag of rocks, just so stupid. And to me, a stupid person is worse than an evil one. And of course, the argument can be said that nobody is evil. Nobody strives for evil, except maybe, the psychopaths like the Joker. But I think those are an outlier. But for the most part, I don't think people choose evil. I think they're doing what they're doing because they believe that is the right thing to do, or that the trauma shit that's happened to them in the past is causing them to do this now, which may or may not be self-invented, right? It may be in your mind. I don't know. But they're still just doing it, to do what they think is right. And yet, I don't know where I was going with that. That just, I don't even know. I don't even remember what we were talking about. This is what I'm saying. I'm sitting here like, I don't know. Can I make a video? I don't think I can. Can I get anything done? Can I go outside and take care of the yard work I need to do? I can't. I don't know how many jobs I've applied for. It wouldn't be so bad if I got some callbacks. I don't even know how many jobs I've applied for. Over 100. Not a single call. Not a single email. Hey, let's move forward. Not even a second, not even an interview. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I've never seen it like this. I mean, it's bad. This is really bad. I don't know if it's AI or it's because I'm old or the combination of all of that. Nobody wants to hire a Gen Xer. I don't know. Maybe they think I'm a boomer. But yeah, it just sucks the life right out of me. So makes it hard to get up and do stuff. Sometimes I just can't. And to think that maybe it's all in my head just makes it worse, right? I mean, I have the power to change this and I choose to be this way. It's a very provocative idea that you can just blink your eyes and everything will be okay. But I don't believe that everybody works that way. All right, well, not sure anybody would be into this, but I'm going to post it anyway because why not? Why not? Why not you see an unfiltered view of me, right? Let's not just do the good videos and edit out all the crap. That's not how people are. Instagram is these apps are so bad. The social media, they give you a view of people into their lives that's fake. It's not real. It's curated happiness, and it's the illusion of success, and it's just so many things that people think are real. I don't know. I mean, I know it's not real. I know it's all bullshit, but I don't know if everybody does. It just seems like everybody's super happy out there, and you don't ever see people vulnerable. You don't ever see people being honest. You don't ever see people ugly cry. You know what I mean? Like, this is not a thing. If I ugly cry, well, then I get canceled. I don't know if that's true. Just an example. Oh, all right. Well, good or bad, that's what's happening this day. Peace.